Yes, my dad was a pastor in Liberia, and he came here first before we did, and he founded a church, and then he sent for us, and they're still in ministry now. So growing up, it was really difficult because I wanted to explore everything. I just came to a new country. I see kids dressing a certain way. I want that. But then my dad, on the other hand, he's telling me about God, and like it got to the point where I had to either choose one or the other, and sadly I chose the way of America, the streets, and like my dad wasn't really happy with that. No parent would be, but it gave me a story to tell. It was pretty rough. Like, we hear about a shooting that was like, we hear about it. There was a shooting at the liquor store that was 2 blocks away, and we hear gunshots, and the police is coming down the street a lot, and it was pretty rough. Like, there was gangs always outside my, because we lived in an apartment. Gangs always outside my apartment complex, and so, but that just taught me about the lifestyle. I didn't really get introduced to it until I actually started living it, and that was like in like my high school, middle school years. I remember when I was in middle school, I started smoking, and from that on, I wasn't smoking cigarettes, I started smoking marijuana. And from there, people say it's not an addictive drug, but it just cause you to view the world in a different perspective. And I started changing completely, and that led me to the life of drugs, and gangs, and all the violence. And I really didn't understand like what I was doing, but now that I do, I understand it came from that day where I decided I want to be like other people instead of myself. So after I had got charged for burglarizing, that from 10,000 to 100,000, grand theft auto, assault, I had altogether, I had 3 felonies and 8 misdemeanors. Every single case, it just vanished. And the thing is, just vanished. I have papers in my house saying, Jake, you're being charged with this, you're being charged with this, you're being charged with this. But when I went to the 2-3 months ago, I went to get my immigration interview, and to be a citizen, you gotta make sure your record is clean. And looked on what I was charged with, and there's only 2 charges: disturbing the peace and resisting arrest out of everything. I never used to deal drugs, but when I came back, I started dealing drugs. I started hanging out with the same men. But then it got to the point where I hated God with a passion, because every time I would deal drugs, every time I'll smoke, every time I'll rob someone, he was like, it would, in the back of my head, it's like, you knew me before. I would just hear, you knew me before. And every time, and I was like, God, why can't you leave me alone? And it got so bad to the point where I knew that if I wanted God to leave me alone, I had to go to his enemy. So I was asking this enemy to help me, offering myself. And I remember one time I sat on the ground and I prayed to the devil, basically to help so God can leave me alone. And that as much as I wanted God to leave me alone, he did not leave me alone. I was like, why can't you leave me alone? Leave me alone. And then my life was too bad. And I started realizing that I try to give myself to the enemy. I'm at this point where nothing else but God can help me. And that took 5 months to realize. But the best part about when I asked for his forgiveness, he gave it to me. I didn't come to Spencerville. I drove by Spencerville. I'm like, what? Spencerville? Huh? It's a Christian school. He was like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, let me give it a try. Because I wanted to be surrounded by Christian people to help me grow in my journey. And it's so because I didn't think we could afford the tuition. I've already been sent to 2 boarding schools. My first one was $60,000. My second one was $32,000. So I didn't think we could afford it, but God is making it work, and I'm here for a purpose. And the evangelistic series was just happening. I'm like, it's actually doing the evangelistic series. I'm like, wow, I really love what these Adventists are talking about. It makes perfect sense. All the stuff, the state of the dead, everything, that makes perfect sense. And I'm like, I started losing my interest, and I started talking to this girl. Me and her just talking the whole time. And then some just telling me, man, I shouldn't be talking, I should be focused on God. And then as soon as I stand up, I look behind me. I see this guy, funny looking haircut. I'm like, huh? I'm like, hello, sir, what's your name? It's like, he said, Justin. I'm like, oh, I'm Jacob. So as I said, I don't know why I said that, but I was like, I don't be understanding this stuff sometimes. And from that day on, we started doing Bible studies. I started learning. And he shared his story with me. Such a powerful story, incredible. And like, we just had the way how our life shows the power of God. He's seen so many deaths, and I've seen life taken, and so many traumatizing things. He went to jail, got out. I should have went to jail, but I didn't. And yet, our story still matches in the aspect of God has abundant grace for everybody. I'm about to get baptized.
This is my first instrument.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to get baptized.
For the glory of God. I'm just trying to be original. You know. I do care. I will take away your fears. Man that made the mountain. No, surely I am here. I will never disappear. Wipe away your every tears. Send my son, he said it's done. He said it's done, he said it's done. Listen, times are getting hard. Battle never even, they becoming odd. Cause I'm disregarding God, watching out for bras. I feel sinful, so deceitful. Truth is in the air. Who won't care? Death is on my shoulder like a gun up on a soldier.